you today?
I'm okay.
Well, thanks for coming to see me.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you found the place okay
Yeah.
and that it wasn't too much traffic.
No.
The season is starting, so it can get crazy around here.
Yeah.
All right. So, what brings you in today?
I'm coming in to see you because I've just had it. My daughter is just driving me crazy. We can't get along no matter what the topic is. You know, we're always fighting. She doesn't listen. She's getting in trouble at school. Like, she's just being really bad. And I don't know how to handle it. Like, I don't have anybody else to help me. It's just the two of us. And I don't know what else to do.
Wow, so I'm definitely sensing that you're overwhelmed and you're frustrated with how everything is going with your daughter.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your daughter?
She's 13. I adopted her from Nicaragua when she was 6 months old. Everything was started off really good, but then around 6, she just started she just started being not a normal kid. Like, she would throw these tantrums that were just not acceptable for her age, and regardless of how I disciplined her, it didn't make a difference. And I mean, she's been diagnosed with a number of things like anxiety, ADD, ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, and all this stuff. And she just, I don't know, it's just really hard to handle her. I'll try to do homework with her, and it's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I'm asking her to do something outrageous, and I just want her to do the homework. That's
Right.
all.
I can imagine. I don't have any children of my own, but I can definitely imagine that it's very, very frustrating for you. What is your daughter's name?
Allie.
Allie, okay. I wouldn't want to keep referring to her as your daughter. So what you're saying is at around 6, everything was going well, and then all of a sudden, Allie just turned. Do you remember that? Was there an event that might have caused something to happen, or?
I started to. Well, what happened is I had. A long time ago, I was engaged, and we were going to be getting married, and then I lost my fiance. He was the love of my life. I chose to never remarry, and that's why I decided to adopt Allie, because I always wanted to have a child, but I just couldn't imagine having it with somebody other than my fiance. So I chose to adopt her, and then around, she was growing up, and I was thinking, this isn't really fair for her not to have a father figure, so I thought I would start looking for somebody to step into that role. And so I started dating, and I got pretty serious with this guy, and Allie had gotten really attached, but then things just didn't work out. He kind of started getting a little abusive towards me, and that just wasn't a situation I wanted to put Allie in. So I called it off, and I haven't really dated since then. But other than that, I can't think of anything that would have caused her to act like that.
Wow, I'm really sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
That must have been terrible to go through.
It was very hard, yeah.
And I mean, to go from an abusive relationship and you got help and you got out, that's amazing. So I commend your strength with that.
Thank you.
To do what was best for you and your daughter. So you mentioned that you don't really do you have a support system that if one day you get really frustrated with Allie and you just can't feel like you can't take it anymore, do you have a support system? Do you have someone you can talk to?
I really work a lot. I don't have any family other than a brother, and he lives in Seattle. And I see him maybe once a year, but not even that normally. We talk occasionally, but I mean, he has his own life, so I have my co-workers, but I don't really do anything with them other than work with them.
So when you get really frustrated, what does that look like for you? What happens?
Well, I start off trying to be just assertive and calm. So I'll say, Allie, you have two choices. You can do your homework, or you can go to your room and sit there until you're ready to do your homework. And that never works. So then she'll just start screaming and throwing things, and so then I'll raise my voice a little bit and I'll say, Allie, I'm serious. Like, you have to do your homework. And sometimes it just gets to the point where I am like screaming at the top of my lungs because she's just so loud and she won't focus and she won't even like, there is no calming her down regardless of what I say. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I can put her, I mean, she's 13, I can't put her in timeout. Like, what do I say, go sit in that corner? Like, you know, that just doesn't work. So I can send her to her room, but that's letting her get out of her homework. So sometimes I'll say, you're not moving until you do your homework, but that just causes more problems, and she gets up and leaves anyway, so that's not helpful. So I don't know, sometimes I'm the one that ends up just going to my room and shutting and locking the door because I think I'm gonna like beat her if she doesn't calm down.
Right. I can totally sense your frustration, and it's not easy. Being a mom is one of the hardest jobs in the world, so I can totally see that that's so frustrating. So say you go into your room and you just need mommy time. Like, you're upset, both of you are screaming, you go to your room. What does Allie do?
She continues to throw things until she's gotten her aggression out, and then she'll just go to her room and I don't even know, do whatever makes her happy, I guess, because if normally it's like 9 o'clock at night by the time we've finished this whole big fight, and my choices are either to go back in her room and say, hey, you need to do your homework, and it starts all over again, or I just call it night. I go in, say, Allie, mommy loves you, good night, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. And I called the school and I asked if there was a teacher there that they could like maybe do some tutoring with, because I don't know if it's a learning disability. I mean, she gets special ed, but there's never been, you know, a diagnosis of like what is wrong with her. So I don't know if it's something that she doesn't understand it, or if she just, I don't know. Like, I don't, and I don't feel like the school really, I don't want to say they don't care, but I feel like they kind of don't care, because I call them and they're like, well, we have her in special ed. Well, great. That's great. What now? Like, I mean, she's still not doing her homework at home.
So I'm sensing that you just don't feel like you're even getting support from the school, that the school is washing their hands of Allie and just being like, well, this is all that we can do.
Right, yeah.
Has anyone besides the school, like, does she go to an after school camp? Does she have like sports that she's a part of? Anywhere else that she can maybe get some of her feelings out?
She has like a friend's house that she'll go to after school, just because I don't get done working until 7. So she'll go there and she just kind of hangs out there. And I really wanted to get her involved in like extracurricular activities, but I can't imagine how she would act. Like, if she acts like that with me, what is she gonna do if she's in an after school program and they tell her to do her homework? Or, you know, if she's doing a sport and she's told to do something that she doesn't want to do. Like, I can't put other adults in that situation, and I don't want to teach her that that's okay.
Right. Are there any other behavioral issues with Allie outside of the home? Does she act the same way at school, with other people?
You know, she'll throw tantrums like out in public. And I mean, she doesn't have grandparents, so I don't really know how she acts there. With her friend's mom, I know she does okay. It's nothing, I mean, they let her keep coming back, so I mean, I guess I guess that can't be too bad. At school, she'll get in trouble sometimes, but maybe it's me. You know, maybe like there's something that like I'm doing that maybe she just.
Well,
I don't know.
I think that you're doing the best that you can, and you're obviously coming here to seek out help and an area to vent out some of your frustrations, and then that'll make a happier home life for you and Allie. So I think you're definitely on the right track for coming and just looking for help. That's half the battle right there. How does it look? How does your house look on weekends? Like, if say there's no homework and everything, you wake up on a Saturday morning. What are the weekends like?
Normally if there's not homework, I work every other weekend. So I work a lot, and I know that, and I've kind of thought about talking to my boss and asking if I can cut back a little bit. But on the weekends I'm not working, and I normally on Saturdays try not to do homework because I just want one day. So sometimes, you know, we'll get up and we'll go shopping, or I might try to get her to, we might go to the movies occasionally if we have a little extra money. I like to take her to the Y and to just play around there. We'll go on bike rides sometimes. And she does okay. I mean, she'll throw the tantrum every now and then. But it's not as bad as when we're at home and I'm trying to get her to do homework.
Okay, so it seems that the root of a lot of the issues is just the homework portion of it.
Yeah.
What if you served something for dinner that she necessarily didn't like? Does she give you trouble with any other defiance of saying, no, I'm not going to eat that, or no, I don't want to take a bath right now, or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. She's a pretty good eater, so that's not too bad. But if I do say, you know, Allie, I need to go take a shower, and she's like, you know, finished her homework, which, not that that ever happens, but if I'm allowing her to watch TV and she's really into a show, and I say, you know, Allie, you gotta go take a shower, that can cause some problems. And then if I ask her to do anything, sometimes it'll be like a little bit of a battle, but it's not too bad. So it's why I've really tried to get the school to like do some more testing, because I don't know if it's like a learning disability or something. The only other time that she really freaks out is every now and then we'll be going somewhere, like to a store, like the grocery store, and it seems to be like if it's really busy, and it'll be like we'll be walking in and all of a sudden she'll just kind of like start freaking out. And I'm like, Allie, what's wrong? And she's like, I don't want to go to the store. And I'm like, well, why not? And she can't give me a reason. So I think, oh, here we go again. She's just
right.